This episode is brought to you by Lindos Group of Companies. Why go anywhere else? Now, let's get up close with some of Bermuda's most talented athletes. Find out what it takes to compete at the highest levels. Understand the sacrifices they make for their sport and their country. Experience their victories and their defeats here on Up Close with Colin Thompson.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Up Close with yours truly, Colin Thompson. Gives me great pleasure today to introduce to you three of our young, talented footballers who have taken the time out to pay us a visit today, and we're most grateful to each and every one of them. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce to my far left, Mr. Harry Twite. In the center, it's Aundè Todd, and I know why they're giggling. And to my immediate left, Jutorre Burgess. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Thank you again. And just going to jump right into it. Obviously, you're all back on Ireland for national team duty. How does it feel to be back on Ireland, first and foremost, among family and friends? Any of you?
It feels pretty good. You know, it's always good to come back to your home, no matter where that is. And yeah, it feels good. It's good to see faces that you don't normally get to see, like these two, for me. And it's just, you know, everybody brings a good vibe, and it's good to come back and be part of it, I think.
Yeah. Todd?
Yeah, it was good to come back, be around our people, play in front of our people. But yeah, overall, good feeling.
Jutorre?
Yeah, it's a good feeling. As me, I haven't been back on the island for almost a year and a half, so it's good to get back on the island, see the weather. But the weather's not been as good, but you know, it's had its moments. But yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, I heard that accent kicking in. So, gentlemen, again, I'm gonna start to my far left with you, Harry. You know, introduce us what schools or clubs you may be affiliated with overseas.
Well, right now I go to Loughborough University, and I play for the team there in Step 4. Before that, I was at boarding school in the UK at Repton, which is when I made my debut for the national team, and just kept on going from there, I guess. 17 to 20 now. Feels like it's been a long time. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it over there. It's a good level, and it keeps me nice and fit for these games, and vice versa. These games keep me nice and fit for Loughborough.
It's based in which part? UK?
Like Midlands, like around like Nottingham, Derby, like that area.
Nottingham, all right.
Yeah.
Aundè?
Currently at Binfield FC, Step 4 club. And before that, like men's football, I started at Sandhurst Town and then moved to Woolton and Hersham, which was a Step 3 club. And that's when I made my debut for the national team when I was with them. But yeah, just moving across non-league, getting experience, it helps. Obviously coming and playing men's football, consistently playing men's football, it gives you like key attributes that you need to, I say, succeed in the men's level. So yeah.
And your club is based?
Close to Reading.
Close to Reading.
Yeah.
Okay. And Jutorre?
Right now I play for Harbour Town, Step 3. Been playing for them for almost a year and a half now. No, just over a year. But yeah, I started off at Brookhouse, then last year I got the chance to go on a trial with Harbour Town. I was successful, so been playing with them. First started off the 23s, then broke through to the senior team.
And you're the first, I believe, to graduate from the academy team?
Yeah, the first ever to graduate from the academy team. So yeah, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to go down in history.
And you're based in?
I'm based in Harbour, just outside of Leicester, pretty close to Harry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Harry, your age, what's your age?
What's my age?
Your age?
My age?
Your age, yes.
20.
20,
Yeah.
Aundè?
I was about to say
22.
I was about to say 19.
I'm 19, just so 19.
You're 19, all right, okay. So
about to say
you guys seem very comfortable. I mean, I know your teammates. I mean, I know you got a jowl as teammates. But, you know, it seems like I believe you guys have a history, you know, going back. You guys played together or against each other from youth?
I mean, me and Aundè went to the same school for a brief point in time.
But year 7 at Work Academy.
Academy.
We've known each other for a little bit of time.
Okay.
And we've all played against each other. Yeah, in various competitions.
So who did you play with, youth football?
I played for Warwick, Robin Hood, and then North Village. Those are my three.
Okay.
I was just at BA whole time.
Oi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Up there for Hamilton
Parish, yes,
best
yes,
team in
yes.
Bermuda.
No, that's just incorrect.
Yes.
Though, isn't it?
Best team in
You
Bermuda.
don't say that.
Won multiple Kappas.
So is it fair to say that all three of you gentlemen, the end goal for you is professional football? I mean, I know Jutorre's, he's got a foot in the door on day as well.
Yeah, I think so.
The end goal, to
I think,
make a living off of this.
yeah, everyone's aspiration is always to, play to the highest level you can do. And I think it's attainable for all of us, not just us three, but a lot of players in the national team program. And the key is to just keep pushing, and when you have the opportunity, you've got to succeed. You don't get too many. And, we work hard. We're going to keep on working hard until we get those opportunities. And, hopefully we can meet that end goal of, becoming professional.
And what about this transition? And you guys can just jump in anywhere you like. For you going from Bermuda, our climate, everything else here, and then going over there in that conditions and, all different environment, different culture, et cetera, et cetera. How has that journey, that adjustment been for you guys?
I would say it's been a drastic change. Majorly, I'll say the main thing is weather. The weather change, that's a big change. But also, with regards to football, I would say it's more physical in the UK compared to Bermuda football. But I would say mainly, I would say the key parts of like Bermuda football is technically on the ball. UK, once you get out there, stepping out there, it's more like off the ball, like doggy fight, like trying to win the ball back. So mainly physical.
Yeah, as Aundè said, it's more physical, In Bermuda, you don't really go Tuesday night, 7:45 kickoff, 3 hours away on a trash grass pitch, so you gotta fight.
Yeah.
And it's not really as technical, you just gotta play it through the channel. So the play styles are very different from Bermuda to England. But I think all three of us have adapted pretty well, and that's why we've got the chance in the Bermuda national team today.
What about when you come back home and, you all got to gel here on the national team? And I mean, is that a big challenge as well?
I wouldn't say it's a big challenge. Obviously, there's going to be like little bits and pieces that we can't have settled because we don't have that like long to train and play with each other. But because all of our personalities were like pretty easygoing, like we're good people, I think that makes it a lot easier. And we're all friends with each other outside of, the national team. Like as Jutorre said earlier, we live in a close place and a couple people live in close places. So, you see each other occasionally outside of the national team program and, those like bonds and friendships, like they help us when we come back into camp to like get things like straight into it,
I also say most of the experienced players give us like a good environment, like helping us out, giving us tips whenever we need to. Even the coaches, I'll say the coaching staff is really good with us. The main, Michael Finley, the backroom staff, everyone. It's just giving us a good environment to be in, to feel more comfortable.
And what's it like, you're talking about experience, some of the experienced players, obviously you got Naki Wells, Mr. 21.
Yeah.
What's it like, playing alongside Naki or training with Naki? What's it like in the...
I mean, you learn a lot from the likes of Naki Wells, even with Reggie Lamb and Dante Loverock, you learn a lot because them are experienced lads, Like, not often you see a full-time professional League One that's got over 200 goals in the league. Not often you see them train, so it's been very good, learning stuff from them. And even Reggie, me and Reggie play in the same league, we still talk. He still gives me advice and stuff, so yeah, it's been good. And especially my first time coming into it, that helped me settle and became comfortable really quick.
And me personally, I'm so excited because I love to see the influx of Bermudians out there, playing at that level, playing abroad, broadening their horizons. I know back in my youth, we didn't get those opportunities. I mean, very rare, we had a Bermudian that was over there that would make it and get stuck in. But now, I can't keep up. Every week, somebody else pops up on social media, this kid's doing this over here and that. And it's great to see. And now we have a scenario with the national team where practically the whole team is overseas, based overseas. And, that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that, to see, your fellow compatriots, growing in numbers overseas?
It's great. I mean, I think it's a huge step forward for the island, and it'll keep being a step forward as more and more people keep going out there. And I think the more people going out there, there's more opportunities for other people then, because they've created pathways, they know what to do, and can give advice to, younger people trying to do the same thing. And I think it's, it's just an overall positive experience for the island and the players individually.
No, I've got a good memory. I can remember way back 40 years plus, but my short term is not as good. I believe, if memory serves correct, last year you were in Curacao with the under-20s.
No, St. Kitts. St. Kitts.
St. Kitts, sorry,
Yeah.
St. Kitts.
Three of us were. Yeah.
Yes, and Jutorre.
Yeah.
Right, because I remember your parents there, yes. And I did take some photos. I had the privilege of going down there to cover it for the press.
Yeah.
And that was a great experience. How was that? How you guys enjoy that?
Yeah, I think it was good. As obviously I wasn't involved with the national team from a young age coming up. I went straight into the men's team. So coming back into the under-20s group, I felt like, guys would say it's like an old head, or it's like an unk. But yeah, it was good. It was good to bond with obviously people my age, because obviously I was with the men's team. Coming back to around people my age, it felt good. Like it was giving us the opportunity to show ourselves, to playing against Jamaica. Was it Grenada?
Yeah, Grenada.
Jamaica, Grenada, and Martinique.
Martinique, yeah.
Obviously, different teams we haven't played for against the men's team. Obviously, now Jamaica. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was good. He was really the unk of the group. He was really the unk of the group. He would keep all of us in check, but him and Harry would keep all of us in check. But that's what you want to see from players that have been in the men's national team and come down to play a year down, Wow. But the gelling's been really good, because we all had to sing, and all of us, we had a laugh. We all had a laugh. So yeah, I think the gelling helped us to push on, and unfortunately we didn't get the result, but I think the team chemistry was more than high.
Wow. So you were thrown right into the national senior.
Yeah.
Made your debut first time for
18.
Bermuda.
Yeah, 18
at senior level.
Yeah, against St. Vincent.
That's extraordinary. Wow. So you just skipped everything else already.
Yeah.
Can be bothered for the rest of it, huh?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the future? You guys are, you're all coming together now, got years, you're getting great, coaching, you're getting great experience, and you got a bright future ahead of you. How do you think that bodes well for the national program? Birds for the national program, I should say.
Yeah, we're taking footsteps in the right direction. And I hope that everyone coming up through various youth programs and et cetera into the national program can continue to help us pave the way forward that the generations in front of us have also done. It's a team effort. It's not going to be like a couple individual. Everyone has to be on point. And it's an exciting future. We've got a lot of talented younger players breaking through in England and the States, all over the world, even at home in Bermuda. There's a lot of talent, and it's now just about staying focused, making sure you don't let your standards slip. You don't let, other things get in the way of, attaining your goal. And I think that if everyone's switched on, we've got a lot to achieve. Even with these World Cup qualifiers, I think even though the first game we may not have gotten the result that we would have wanted, 5 more games, we've shown that we can compete with these, higher caliber national teams. And, we just got to stay focused on the task at hand, I think.
Of course, yeah, we played Jamaica in the opening match in the final round of World Cup qualifiers, and the Philadelphia Stadium, or the National Sports Center, was packed to the rafters. What was that energy like inside that stadium?
I think Harry could give you more.
Harry, yeah.
Experience in that.
No,
Yeah.
so in the beginning or in the end?
The whole game, yeah.
Because I watched him in the beginning and I was a little worried. I thought he was a little, you know, and he was a little caught up in the moment, you know, but he settled down nicely. And
It was,
you know.
I'll tell you, it was hard to speak to people. I couldn't hear anything. People couldn't hear what I was saying. I was shouting to Reese at one point. I was like, Reese. Couldn't hear me, or he was electing to ignore me. But no, it was a great experience. You know, I haven't played personally when the stadium has been that full, and I know that's the same for a lot of players. And I just hope that it's not a one-time thing, and that the home support continues to rally behind the team, because in games like those, games against Jamaica's, you know, the Hondurases, we need that support more than anything. You know, that helps us push over the line. Although this game we weren't, unfortunately, unable to do it, but that support is really, really key for us.
I think in the pregame, I did an interview with PFA President Mark Wade, and he pretty much laid it out and said, hey, you know, we've gotten to this level. We know what we're up against. It's not going to be easy. But this is where we want to be. And yes, you know, we're not going to get the results right away. We're not going to get instant gratification. That's just the reality of it. Yeah. But it is a learning curve. It's a process. It's an ongoing journey. And just to be at that level, you know, it bodes well for our development. And then even speaking with the women's coach, Nikita Robinson, pre-game last night, you know, Nikita said, hey, you know what? You know, we have nothing to fear and everything, you know, everything to gain, nothing to lose, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not nothing to lose, but I believe she said, we have nothing to fear and everything to gain, something to that effect.
Yeah.
Which is correct, you know what I mean? Or no expectations really, you know what I mean? I might have gotten a little twisted there, so forgive me if I do. That's my short-term memory loss. But you know, the point was made, and I thought that, it's not the end result yet. You know, this is just part of our journey. Is that something, you know, that you guys have, you know, you perceive that as well?
Yeah, 100%. Because obviously we still have five more games to go. Mm-hmm. I'll say that's kind of a stepping stone towards what we want to achieve, because now we're aware of what we're up against and like the quality of players we're playing against, and like what it is we need to correct, what it is we need to improve. So overall, I feel it's a good stepping stone, obviously knowing the quality we're coming up against, and going into this game Tuesday, the things we may have to change or may keep the same, we will know.
Now, Jutorre, this is your first call up. This is your first call up to national team duty, and it's been a big week for you. I mean, you got the call to national duty, and also back in the UK, your team have advanced to the second round of the Emirates FA Cup.
Yeah, it's been a good week.
Qualifying.
Yeah, it's been a good week. You know, the first round at home, unfortunately, we couldn't get it as a 0-0, which I think we could have done better and won. But you know, it's just how the tables turned. But the team went out. I think it was about 3 hours away. 3 hours away on a Tuesday after work, and they got the job done 3-0. So I was happy with that. Then obviously seeing the stadium packed, you know, it was a surreal experience. You know, I had the chance to be in the second round of the FA Cup against Reading and seeing that packed, you know. But it can't compare to Bermuda because you're representing your country. And like all the culture, you know, the urban ones, you don't really see that in English football, you know. But yeah, it was a bit surreal moment, even being an unused sub, but I was grateful for that experience.
You're still part of the setup.
Yeah.
And your moment's coming, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I actually had the privilege to come down to Harbour and watch you play earlier this year. And so I do know what the Beehive is like, and it's an extraordinary environment. You know, the drums are good, they're making all noise, and then the chants. I love the chants. They just make up these songs, and you know, it's awesome. And then there was a lady there.
Oh yeah, Rosie.
She was just amazing, and she was just singing Jutorre. You know, we love Jutorre, and she just made up a song on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah, Rosie's. She's always there. You know, I think she's a vital part of the fan base, you know. That's what you want, you know, the fans to get behind you, and you want the fans to love you and stuff. Well, you want to be loved by the fans, you know. That's what makes a great home. So I'll continue putting in hard work to be loved by the fans, and hopefully we get promoted this season and win the league.
And it was, it was a very good match, very competitive match. I can't remember who you were playing.
Yeah, same. I think,
but it was around February, so I can't remember. But it was a good match, and you won. I was glad the home team won that day. But it was a great experience, and it was another experience for me to see football at that level in the UK. I had the privilege of going overseas to watch Nucky play when he was up at Huddersfield, which I swear on was the coldest day I've ever experienced. It was one of those days where you could see the icicles on the trees, so you knew it was like, this is a real deal. I actually ran in the stadium store and bought a jacket because what I had on was wearing cotton it. And then, of course, when he went to Wembley, I like to share this experience. I remember when he was playing for Bradford City and they got to the Caribou Cup, the League Cup, the old heads would say, got to the final, played at Swansea, who were in the top flight then. And David versus Goliath clash. And I remember going there, and it was another dreadful day, going to Wembley Stadium, and it was just pouring.
Yeah.
And they got smashed. Chelsea beat them 5-0. And I remember interviewing Nucky after the game, and, he was like putting on, hey, man, not our day, but you know what? We've got a chance. We're near the playoff positions, and, we get in, we could be back here in a few months' time. And I'm like, okay, you're just recording it, taking in the notes. Yeah. But guess what? I was back at Wembley in 3 months' time. Yeah. And Nucky Wells was back on Wembley Stadium pitch. And not only did they win, but he scored.
Yeah.
And it was just wonderful, you know what I mean? So I hope going forward I get more opportunities to go around. I do want to see him again when I get back next time, up in Luton, because he's coming towards the end of his career. And hopefully, I can track you guys down and get there.
Yeah.
I'm not as fancy as some of my other folks I know, they drive and all that. Like I can't even figure out the system. I'm a train guy. I just hop, train. That's it. No traffic jams or nothing. You know what I mean? But I do hope to get around, and then I can get to appreciate other people, other Bermudians that are out there, and get a feel for the levels that they're playing at. Yeah. So tell us more. What inspired you guys to play football? I mean, is it hereditary, passed down in the genes, or how did this journey start?
I think as soon as I was born, I didn't really have a choice. No matter what, my dad was like, "Yeah, he's playing football," and man, I remember I used to hate it. I used to play at BYSP, like organization, and they stuck me in goal because I didn't want to be there, and I was just minding my business, like just running around, like doing nothing. To be honest, I don't really know when it clicked. My mum claims to have been the driving force of that, but I don't know, maybe when I got to 8, that's when I really locked in, some could say. And, I've kept it going from there. That's been my inspiration. And, I do owe it all to my parents. They supported me through thick and thin. And I wouldn't be where I am without them and their support. So they're my inspiration and my reason, I guess you could say.
So you started in goal, you said goal?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I wouldn't even call myself a goalkeeper. I was just put there like a mannequin in goal. Really.
You had the height.
I was blocking out everything.
It made you an obvious candidate.
I was a little chubby back then as well. I was blocking out the whole goal.
Yeah. That could have another attribute in its way. Aundè?
I would say mainly family. Both my parents played football. Obviously, I have an older brother, so I was always watching him from a young age, wanting to compete with him, always up against him, using him as like not a stepping stool, but kind of to reach his level and try and potentially be better. But yeah, overall, I would say it's mainly family. Mainly my dad been pushing me a lot, like pushing me to reach a level, to succeed to a level that I can actually reach. He's the main driving force. And then obviously my brother's there to help, like a key part in it. He's given up a lot to see me play at a high level. Like even now playing for the national team, he's not here with me. My dad came to watch the game, but he's back in the UK watching. So yeah, he's given up a lot for me to be in the place I'm at, so yeah.
Well, I don't know about these guys, but I was a cricket guy at first.
Oh, wow.
I wanted, before football, I wanted to be a cricketer. My dad wanted me to be a cricketer, so
wow.
I was playing cricket until 16 with football on the side, but football was really my second hobby. But obviously, Corey, my uncle Corey, he was just like, there's nobody in the world that's a pro cricketer and a pro footballer, so choose one. And I just remember me in Bermuda just sitting in my room just debating which one should I choose, and thankfully I chose football. So, I gotta give it to obviously my parents, as they would say, and my older brother as well. My older brother, he went D1. Then I remember when I was 10, 11, going to America, my first ever holiday, watching his games, and I was excited, but I just wanted to be like him. And obviously my mom, she helped me in the gym because she's a bodybuilder, so I think all the pieces fell into place at the end of the day.
Wow, cricket. So were you a bowler, batsman, all-rounder?
I was all-rounder,
Of course he was.
Yeah, always in an all-rounder. I was an all-rounder. You can ask anybody. I used to play for Bayless Bay, all-rounder. I used to be in the nets. I never used to want to get out, when we had training.
Wow.
Never used to want to get out.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's a wicked googly. I would have never thought that. You really got me there. So you was bowling what? Seam?
I was bowling seam.
Right. And what, you had the new ball or you?
Nah, not the new ball, nah. Okay. I had I want to say third, coming in third. It was quite new, but
all right.
Batting I was about fourth. I used to open sometimes, used to come in fourth.
Wow. Used to open.
Yeah.
New ball.
Yeah.
Fearless. Wow, that's amazing. And then you obviously made up your mind that it's going to be football.
Yeah.
All right. So what about internationally? Obviously Bermuda's your first team, but any other body out there, any team that you admire, any particular footballer? Actually, before I go any further, I haven't really mentioned your positions. Harry is a central defender, Aundè is a midfielder, and Jutorre is a winger. Yeah. What he said. What did he say?
Whatever you claim.
That's a left back.
Harry's a real trouble bit. I would just mention you guys in the dressing room.
Nah, I'm a winger.
But that's good. It's good to see that. You guys have good chemistry, man.
Yeah.
So hopefully that you can see that, spills onto the pitch.
Yeah.
Poetry in motion.
Yeah.
So anybody inspires you guys? Any particular footballer out there internationally? Anybody, especially when you early in your journey, was somebody you look to?
Early in my journey, well, after I was a goalkeeper, I went into midfield, and I'm a Liverpool fan. So I just used to watch Steven Gerrard. He was like my idol, I guess you could say. And he just, watching him, he always kept going. He never stopped when things got tough. When he was tired, you just got to keep going. And I think that's been one of my biggest lessons from him, my idol. Just keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say Cristiano Ronaldo. From a young age, I started. What you mean? I started out as a striker, playing striker. So,
all right,
goals, looking up to him. Obviously, the way he plays, not just the way he plays on the field, but off the field. Like being in the gym, determined to become better. Like just a prime example of a true professional. And even at a young age, I was trying to get my hair like him. Obviously, I don't have the same texture, but I used to always try and get it like him. So
yeah, CO7 in
I tried to get like a pod in it and then like slick to your side, but obviously you could tell that didn't work. Yeah. But yeah, I'll say Ronaldo. All my life, like growing up from a young age, has always been Ronaldo. Yeah.
All right.
I'm more of a guy that likes players like drippy players, both players. So mine is more Michael Olise, Eberici Eze, like the new generation. Them are probably my favorite players. I always watch them because the wingers as well with them, the move silky and yeah, they're very good. And plus Eberici Eze is a big Christian and I'm a big Christian as well. So it's good to see Christians in football nowadays.
Who was your idol when you were younger?
When I was younger, I actually didn't have an idol when I was younger.
It was a cricket player, wasn't it?
It actually was a cricket player.
Who was it?
Brian Lara.
All right.
Brian Lara. Yeah.
All right. The Prince of Port of Spain, Crown Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And you didn't mention your team. Any team you followed back then?
Oh, Chelsea.
You know, Chelsea.
From young, Chelsea.
Okay,
Yeah.
Chelsea. All right. And your any team?
Man United.
Man United. Man
That's
U.
unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
I did, yeah.
They were on top then, though, right?
Yeah, when I was younger, that was top, man. 2012, you know.
Long time ago.
I know that is a very.
Hey, everybody has a turn, man.
That is a
Everybody
very
has a
tough
turn.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Newcastle. They just won the trophy last year, first time in
Crystal
decades.
Palace.
Yeah,
Crystal Palace, the first ever, and now they got two because they beat Liverpool in the Charity Cup. But so it's interesting listening to you guys. You know, I'm just fascinated listening to your journey. You know, thus far and your aspirations and stuff. You know, what have been some of the biggest challenges you may have faced along the way? I mean, we did talk about the adapting to the climate, the cut and thrust of the English game. Any other, obstacles you've had to overcome? Maybe even just being away from home for a while. You know, that's not easy. You know, I think that's taken for granted a lot. That's not easy.
I think the biggest challenge for me was after I graduated from school, I went off to play for Kings Lynn Town at Step 2. But when I was just, I was living alone, and with family. And I think when you're playing at that level and you're living alone, I don't know, it kind of gets a little lonely sometimes, and you have to, bide by your time, just doing all of that. Social life can be a bit difficult. I think that was the biggest struggle for me, going from, because I was at boarding school where, everybody's around you see everybody all the time, to going home and seeing my uncle or my mum when she was over. And I think, just that social part of it is something to look out for. I know a lot of people always talk about, physical challenges of football and finding opportunities, but mental part of it is huge in today's game. And I'd say that was my biggest challenge.
I'll say for me, going into men's football at a young age, having to go up against, I wouldn't say politics, but kind of coaches or managers saying not experienced enough. So going into it, not given the opportunity to play, or even getting frustrated, or saying, when am I going to get my chance? Or even just having patience, just waiting long term, or it may be short term, you never know. But just, I would say, yeah, the key factor of waiting to get that opportunity and then taking it. But I would say, yeah, mainly being put into a men's football environment from a young age, 16, 17, and having to adjust to key factors that you may not have experienced at a young age at a lower level. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll say what Harry said, being away from your family. You want your family. You're used to, in Bermuda, your family coming to watch every single game. But now, you're going to games and, only the fans are watching, but, that's where you gotta put on for your family, and they'll be back home definitely supporting you. So yeah, I'll say what Harry said, being away from the family.
Wow. And just to circle back with you as well, I kind of overlooked it a bit, but your first season at senior level with your club, you were the Young Player of the Year. You got the Young Player of the Year award, and you scored a few goals.
Yeah.
And you did quite well for yourself. How do you feel about that? I
feel good. It's always good that the club recognizes the performance I've been putting in, the hard work I've been putting in. At a point, I was on the fringe. I was thinking, what should I do? Should I just go back to the 23s and play all the time, or should I fight for my spot in the first team? And luckily, I chose to fight for my spot in the first team, and it worked out.
And you guys also made history because you got to the FA Cup.
Yeah, we made history. Got to the FA Cup proper. I think last season was a very, very good season for us. I think at the start, we just first season in Step 3. We didn't get off to the start we wanted, but as time gradually moved, I think December we was in the relegation zone. Then to the end of the season, we went on a FA Cup run. Then after we got knocked out of the FA Cup, we went on a seven game unbeaten streak, and the gaffer says I was the key of that, but I don't really like to take all the I don't really like to take all the achievements, but I gotta give it to my team. When you have a good team around you, that's what happens. They make you look better. So I think history is good, but we just gotta go one more this time.
Awesome. I like that. You stay grounded.
Yeah.
It's no I in team. It's a team effort.
Yeah.
Everybody has to play their part. One day it may be me. I may do something that really helps us. Next day is Aundè. Next day is
exactly.
Harry.
Yeah.
Or if it's the other way around, you got to give them some stick. Come on, pick your game up, Harry. So that's awesome, man. So obviously the EPL was started again. You're pretty happy with your team, I'm sure, and you got a big transfer pick up the other day.
Yeah. I don't know where we got all the money from, I'll be real. I'm very happy. Beating Arsenal. Always love to beat Arsenal. Can't stand them. And can't ask for much more. I'm beaten.
And Chelsea was on a high.
Promising looking.
The World Championship. Cup Championship.
Looking promising going into the future. It looks like the owners have an intention, know what they're doing. So yeah.
I think you smashed my team the other day.
Who's your team?
Man.
Tough
season for you.
That's good.
We're taking all in the same boat.
You're just throwing it into each other's boat.
That's all right. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, away from football, what you guys, what other interests you have? You talked about cricket, so I know you probably watch cricket or whatever else. But what else you guys do? What other?
Man, I'm in uni, so I'm studying.
You're studying. Yeah, you're too busy.
I study biology. I enjoy it.
Okay. So you want to be a biologist?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm just interested in it.
So I was finding out some joy, but the biological station. We're there to find you. When you walk away from the game.
Yeah.
Recently, my brother and I started our own business, shipping business. Yeah.
Wow, shipping business.
Shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's like a mixture of shipping plastics, different type of plastics. We're gonna start within the UK and then hopefully branch, even potentially Bermuda. Yeah.
Shipping plastics.
Yeah.
Okay. All sorts.
It's different
plastics.
Yeah, different types of plastics, different specifications.
Wow.
Different sectors. So yeah, just started getting into it. So hopefully, more knowledge over time, brainstorming. Yeah.
You got a lot on your plate, man. You're playing football and now you get business as well. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I wish you all the best in that endeavor. Okay. And congratulations to you and your brother.
Sure.
Yeah. Jutorre, yeah. So what?
I was actually, before the show, I was actually talking about what should I do a hobby away from football, because I don't really have none, maybe
start painting.
Yeah, I could start painting, but I was thinking about starting golf because,
That's just like a footballer's sport.
Yeah, golf's just like a footballer's sport, and paddle as well, but paddle's more in the summer. Paddle's more summer.
Paddle? What's that?
It's like so you got a box, a glass box, then it's like tennis but in a box.
Okay, not pickleball.
No, not pickleball. Okay. But you hit it over the net, then it can bounce off the glass. So it's like
mixture of tennis and squash.
Yeah, mixture of tennis.
They had those paddles and they ball had the glass in it. It's really much the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
It's about being in a box.
Yeah, basically like that. Yeah. Yeah, but paddle's more, on vacation. If you're friends, you just find a hobby and you just stick to it.
Okay. What about music-wise? What's your music preference? Yeah.
Listen to everything. I like some R&B though.
Some R&B? Yeah.
R&B, yeah. Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu.
Oh my God.
Come on, man.
Sade.
Come on, Sade. Yeah. Mixture.
No,
right. No?
Sade.
Yeah.
Mixture, hip hop, rap, classic. New,
like the classic?
Yeah.
Yeah, which one?
I wouldn't say classic. I would say
classic song.
I want to say
my no. We started this one. Our generation started.
I wouldn't say classics, but kind of like mainstream. 50 Cent, Biggie. Yeah, mainstream.
Biggie. Yeah. Big Papa.
Me, I'm just strictly rap music. Strictly Gunna, Young Thug.
Okay, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the
I'm-
kids on the
I'm-
block.
I'm
Of course, I must admit.
Strictly rap music. Play a bit of dancehall every now and then, but to get locked into the game, just gotta be rap music, you know.
Okay. I didn't get Harry.
Harry said
Oh,
R&B.
R&B, I'm sorry. Yes, you did say R&B. Any particular R&B artists? Or?
Kind of the same as Aundè. Yeah, pretty much the same.
Adding in a few Mary J. Blige, Flo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's interesting, man. You guys, it's interesting to catch up with you guys and, you know, get to public to, you know, get to know a bit about, you know, some of our young talented players that are out there, you know, carrying on the bat, you know, carrying on the torch, you know.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, taking us, you know, to that next level, you know. So, gentlemen, we've been here for quite a while now. I know you got a lot on your plate, and you're back home for briefly, so I want you to go and enjoy your moment as much as you can, this opportunity as much as you can. Before we go, though, it's customary, we always like to get some advice from our guests. You can share any advice you may have for any youngster that may be viewing. You could share, what advice would you have for them?
My advice is to take the risk. You know, you're not going to get too many opportunities in your life. You got to make them count. It's to just keep looking forward, take the chance, and everything will pan out.
My advice would be just try your best, give it your all, and eventually it will work out.
My advice would probably be try to get into men's football as soon as possible, try to get that maturity and experience, and just keep going, you know. Just keep working hard, get your head done. Don't worry about the outside life, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have, if you keep working hard, you're gonna be pro, and you're gonna have a lot of outside life, you know what I mean? So yeah, just keep working.
That's some great advice, gentlemen. Great advice. And Aundè, I just thinking, I didn't mention about you. When you mentioned about the business, what's the name of the business?
Tencel.
Tencel. Okay.
Tensile.
Okay, then, and people can find you up online.
Well, see, we've just recently started getting into it, so yeah.
Okay, so still preliminary days.
Yes.
All right. Well, gentlemen, again, thank you for taking the time out to stop by. I wish you all the best in your endeavors, not only you, but your teammates,
Thank
both
you.
here and abroad.
Yeah.
And looking forward to some bigger and even better things from you to come.
Of course.
In the future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much
you.
for having us.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Okay. Don't go nowhere yet. We're gonna close off now. And they look like you're ready to go. Well, folks, before we go, I just want to say thank you to our fellow co-producers, our sponsors, and last but not least, you, the viewing public. And as always, we look forward to seeing you right here with yours truly, Colin Thompson. Peace.
This episode of Up Close with Colin Thompson has been brought to you by Lindos Group of Companies. Thanks for watching.